Alright, dude. Now in this video, this is pretty easy. We're solving these equations, and there's two answers, but I don't have to do much work to find the two answers. Because here's my question. Do you have any x's in that equation that are not to the second power? No, I don't think you do. So you don't need to draw them boxes, okay? Now, you're finding some number to the second power that equals 9. Now, what that means is, don't write this out, but just here's what I'm going to write down. What number times, meaning multiply, itself equals 9? Well, some of you might know that already, okay, because 9 is in our list here, okay? There's a certain operation we do with a second power. And that operation is to put a square root over both sides. Because the square root and the second power cancel. Okay? Now all I have to do is find the square root of 9. Now, 9 is on the list, and that's 3 times 3. So the square root of 9 is 3. So 3. Now you're like, well, what's my other answer? Well, one of the answers, the first answer is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. The other answer is negative 3, because negative 3 times negative 3 is also 9. Okay? That's all you do. Next one, two answers. Do I have any x's in that equation not to the second power? No, I don't, so I don't need all the boxes, okay? I draw boxes when I have x's that are not to the second power, okay? So again, it's asking, don't write this down, don't write the words. What number times itself equals 25. Okay, well, I can find that if I do a square root. You got to square root the x side, because then that knocks the second power out of the equation. 25 is in the house. 5 times 5, so it could be 5, but it could also be negative 5. Literally, that's all there is to this. Okay, x to the second equals 10. There's two answers. What? Don't write these words out. What number times itself equals 100? Well, I can find that by doing a square root, okay? Square root over 100, square root the other side, because then that cancels out the second power. 100 is in here, okay? Square root of 100 is 10, because 10 times itself is 100, so it could be 10, but it could also be negative 10. Beautiful. Okay, x to the second equals 16, so there's two answers because of the second power, but since I have no x's that aren't to the second power, okay, I don't need the boxes, okay? I'm going to use a square root. So what number times itself equals 16. Okay, don't write that out. That's just me talking to you. Well, I can figure that out if I square root 16. Okay, so here's 16. That's 4 times 4. So the square root of 16 is 4. Could also be negative 4. Okay, next problem. Two answers. So again, what number times itself equals 17? Okay. Well, 17 ain't in the list, but I'm still going to use my square root. Okay. Slash that out because now the second power is gone. Okay. Well, 17's not in here, so I need to use my calculator. So I find the square root of the number 17. So I go second, and then this key here gives me a square root, okay? 17, 4.12. Now, you're like, well, what's the other answer? Well, negative 4.12. Okay, now by now you get the idea. There's two answers, and I use a square root, okay? Because what number times itself is 26, okay? So that cancels. And then 26 is not here, so I use my calculator. So I go second, this key here, 26. That gives me 5.09, or you could go 5.10 if you wanted to. Okay. You could also have negative. All you do with the second answer is just a negative. Okay, what number times itself is 118. That's what that's asking. In English terms, that's what that's asking. So I find the square root. So 118, no, not in here. So I got to use my calculator. So second, 118, 10.86. You could also have negative 10.86. Okay, number times itself is 32. Okay, 32 ain't in here, so I use my calculator. So second, 32. 5.65 or 66, okay? Negative 5.65.